Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Tuesday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Man, you guys have no idea. You have no idea what a technological wizard I am to be able to get this show up and running despite the best attacks by Tim Hamm, IndyCarTim, and our Dallas affiliate trying to blow me off the air here. Nope, I am back.
Try to sabotage it.
I've pushed every wrong button that's possible, and I'm still here. I love it. Good morning to all of you. I was out late last night, Timmy. I was out late.
Sounds like it. Watching some basketball, huh?
Yeah, well, no, it was about an 8:40 tip for the Bulls and FAMU last night after the ladies took the first one against FIU 81-65 with their interim coach, Michelle Woods-Baxter, taking over for Jose Fernandez. We're at the Yuengling Center. Nice crowd, not packed, but a nice crowd for a 8:45 start on a Monday night. Yeesh. Bunch of old men just yawning through the second half, but
that seems late,
yeah, very impressive. Brian Hodgson's new team. We're sitting there watching him warm up. My good friend Clay's got us some nice courtside seats, so we're down there watching. Taking a couple threes ourselves, little deep threes in the corner, nothing but air.
What percentage would you say you shot last night?
A lot. Well, actually, I was better than the Bulls for the first 10 minutes of the game, who were 0 for 8 from three. It was Coke tees for threes last night, and they had a lot of T-shirts left after the first 10 minutes because they couldn't hit the bro. And I'm watching them warm up, Timmy, and they're doing deep threes right in front of me in the corner, and I'm like, okay, 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. I'm like, holy crap! They went like 11 for 13, and the big guys too, just knocking them down one right after another. Yeah. And Coach Hodgson, he's been on the show, and he's telling me, oh, we got a bunch of great shooters. I'm like, okay, Let's check the app here and see, what the spread might be. Oh, 26. Huh. Okay. I don't know anything about either one of these teams, but why not? Why not? These guys look really good at warm-ups. So I, lay a little pizza money down. First 8 minutes, they can't hit the broadside of a barn, and they're down like 15-9 to FAMU, and Charlie Ward making his D1 debut. I'm like, yeah, this is what I get. But Wes Enos got hot, hit like 5 threes in a row, and they led by 20 in halftime and end up going on to a 102-67 victory and a easy cover for your boy. So thank you, boys. Thank you very much. But nice to stayed around for the press conference afterwards, and Brian Hodgson was he was not happy with his team's defensive effort. I'm sitting there telling my boy Clay, I'm like, damn, these guys play some defense. They were high energy. They were they do not let you breathe. And I was going to ask him, boy, you got to be really happy with your defense. And he's like, oh, terrible. Wow. You gave up too many open shots. The passing lanes were open, blah, 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 blah. He was not happy. He was not happy with the way they played at all. He's like, I don't want to disrespect our opponent, but that team shouldn't have scored more than 50 points tonight. They got 67. So we played the better teams. They're not going to miss a lot of those open shots that we gave up. And that's true. All that's true, So he's obviously a very demanding man, and he is high energy. Like, he is Bruce Pearl on the sidelines, going, screaming, yelling all the time.
Yeah.
And I like that. He's coaching up his boys constantly into the game, and he is intense. That mofo is intense. And I like all of it. His players, after the game, the players came, stuck around, and went and literally shook hands, and high-fived all the fans that stayed around the court, which is pretty cool. I'm like, Coach, you guys always do that? And he goes, yeah, man. We asked the players just to stick around for a little bit and thank all the fans that came out. And it was a late start. You all stayed late. We really appreciate it. So we wanted to dap you up. I'm like, wow, okay. And I was like, yeah, thanks for the cover, boys. Appreciate that. It'll be a nice little NIL gift coming your way. So it was nice. It was nice, very nice. Greg Wolf, our host at the Lightning, also is the host there. They do a really, really good job at the Yuengling Center. I highly recommend you go take in some basketball games there this year. It's a recently renovated Great chair back seats, very comfortable, easy in, easy out. Tickets aren't expensive. So, for all you folks that are priced out of professional sports, and I know you are, it's, this is a great way to do it while you can. I was chatting with some of the boosters last night, and they were like, yeah, we've already started our meetings for the new football stadium. And they're like, whew, that's expensive. It's really expensive. If you want the boxes and you want the club and all that stuff, it ain't going to be cheap. The cost of doing business in college sports just went up, folks. You want to know who's paying the players? You are.
We know where the money's coming from.
No, these administrators aren't taking any cuts. Coaches aren't taking any cuts. Nobody's taking any cuts. They're just going out and finding new revenue, and that's coming from you. So, not only did you not want to pay, how about now? Do you want to pay the players now? I've always been for paying the players. I'm like, well, and that's all across college sports. Tickets have gone through the freaking roof, and it's because it's now a revenue sport, and it matters who has the most NIL. I love the new. By the way, thank you to the people that do the Dr. Pepper college football commercials. Those are some of the best commercials we see. They are well thought out. They have great nuance to them in terms of college football and the fandom that goes into it. You know what I'm talking about? The Dr. Pepper ads. Yeah, they're fantastic. Things. They are well written. They've got a bunch of them. They don't just do one ad and throw it down your throat for an entire football season.
They got Jerry in them now.
Who's that? Oh yeah, Jerry's
in the new one. Yeah.
When they went to the wrong town, they went to Proville.
We play on Sundays around here.
We play on Sundays around. Oh no, we're in Proville. Get us out of here. But what I'm referring to is when he walks up, the guy with the state and the painted face, to two little kids are having a lemonade stands. Like, oh, what are you guys raising money for? You trying to get a little football or something? A jersey? And they're like, no, we're raising money for NIL for the team. He goes, oh, that's great. I'll take one Dr. Pepper. And they're like, one Dr. Pepper? He's a casual. He's like,
don't you want our quarterback to have somebody to throw to?
Like, what we go, one Dr. Pepper, he just bought 20,000 cases. And they got the booster over there with the big hat, the truckload. He goes, salutations. And he's like, give me my checkbook. I mean, that's great. That's great nuance. I'm not casual. Look at me. It's perfect. So thank you to the Dr. Pepper people who actually care, and to anybody associated with Suncoast Credit Union. And that you don't see these because they're local ads in our Rays and Lightning. And we love it. Great company, by the way. Used to be an advertiser many years ago, but you need a new ad service. Please get rid of Spencer the Influencer. Oh my God. The worst. Please let me represent you and do spots for you. I'll talk about your low rates and no fees, like the Capital One guy. Whatever you're paying that Spencer guy in the ad agency, please stop. Please stop. For the love of God, please stop. They're the worst. All right, ran over. But good night last night. Wanted to go out and support USF basketball. So we saw Derrick Brooks there. Had a chance to talk to Charlie Ward for a little bit. And, it's funny. Charlie, I've known Charlie for 35 years now, since he was a freshman at FSU. And when he got there, he talked like this. And he's like, well, we played hard today. We played good. We're going to get better. We're going to get better. It's a good test for us to come here and play, so we had a good atmosphere, but, we got some good play. And he does. He's got on his team? Anquan Bolden Jr.
Yeah, saw that.
Anquan Bolden Jr. And the kid can play. Anquan was there last night. Derrick Brooks was there. So, yeah, fun night at Yuengling Center. Highly recommend you guys go out there and catch some hoops. It's a great atmosphere. They put on a great show. It is, they got the band going, the Sundolls, the cheerleaders, the crowd's into it. Greg Wolf's doing all his contests in between. It's a great show. Great fun.
I saw Anquan Bolden on a short on YouTube of the 10 most brutal NFL injuries of all time.
Oh, really?
And he was like number 2. You remember that when he got his face all smashed in?
Oh, yes.
Kurt Warner. What was it? Kurt Warner that led him? And Kurt Warner said he almost quit the game over that because he led him too far. and he opened him up, and he literally broke every bone in his face, and it was brutal, man. I probably shouldn't be the first thing I think of when I think Anquan Boldin, because he was really, really good.
Oh yeah, he's single-handedly. Everybody talks about that Ravens defense. Yeah. He made the plays in the playoffs, all the plays, score the big touchdowns for when they needed about 10 points to win every game, and he usually supplied it. Yeah. Trent Dilfer would throw him a short pass, and then it was over. So yeah, great dude. Almost came off the bench against Tennessee I think that was Anquan in the 99, following the 98 season. So 98 national championship game out in Tempe, where Chris Wenke got hurt late in the season, and he had to come in and play quarterback because the Rooster, may he rest in peace, who came in, it was a walk-on, he was so nervous he couldn't spit out the plays. Like he was throwing up in the huddle. Yeah, he couldn't play. He was just overwhelmed by the moment. Poor kid. Yeah. And so Anquan had to come in and run like Wildcat and try to save the game. Almost did. But in the end, Tennessee won what was the most dreadful national championship game in history. I think it was like, I forget the score. It was like 19-7 or something. It was terrible. Anyway.
So, you mentioned Chris Wenke real quick. I remember when he was coming out of Florida State, everybody made such a huge deal about Chris Wenke because he was 26 years old. He was going to be a 26-year-old rookie when he went to the Panthers drafted him, right?
I think it was older than that. I think he came back to Florida State at 26.
At 26?
Yeah, I think it was.
And it was like the biggest story of the draft was this 27-year-old dude coming out to be a rookie. We had that this year, and nobody talks about it in Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck is 26 years old. He played 7 years of college football, but nobody talks about it. Like, it's not a big deal, and I don't understand why. It's like, to me, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, that's something you got to think of when you draft a guy, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's good or bad. I mean, obviously, you'd like them younger, but if they're older, they're more experienced, and clearly we've seen a trend in college football. The more starts you have in college football, much better chance you have of being successful as a pro because you come in ready to play. As we found out with Anthony Richardson and many, many more, raw quarterbacks coming to the NFL is not the place to train on the job train. It doesn't work, and it never will work. Guys have to have, I think, a significant amount of snaps under their belt. I mean, it's very rare. I can't think of a guy that's come into the league with, less than, I think, 2 years of starting that's had, instant success or even early success. Well, it's very difficult. You got to get reps under your belt. And I think, that's, and boy, Wenke had plenty of reps.
Here's how old Tyler Shuck is. Tyler Shuck backed up Justin Herbert at Oregon for 2 years. That's how old Tyler Shuck is right now. How long's Herbert been in the league, right?
And what about Mendoza's at Indiana is like 24, 20. Isn't he like 24? Isn't he have like, this is like 6 year or something?
Yeah,
he's old.
He's league. Old. God, how long has he been in
the league? Yeah.
How to find
anyway. So let's get to the Bucs. We get a little bit of trickle coming out about the injury situation, and I'll be interested to hear what Baker says tomorrow. He's obviously dealing with an oblique. Heard last night that it's, it may be a little bit more serious than people think. And anyway, any oblique injury for a quarterback in the middle of the season, I mean, it's going to be very difficult to play at a high level, depending on the severity of it. And because you have no time to heal. It just doesn't heal. 2 weeks is not time to heal an oblique injury. How long did it take Josh Lowe to get back this year? I think not that we should be looking to baseball players as examples of how long it takes to recover from an injury. All due respect. I think it took him like 2.5 months, oblique, because it's just, it's your core and it's hard to heal. So if Baker's dealing with that, and clearly he has not been himself the last few games, that's an issue. And this could speak to the deadline today. If Bucky Irving isn't come back now, Gedeke was cleared to start his 21 day. So he may, we'll see if he could come back this week. It could take him 21 days. We don't know. It depends on how he practices this week. I mean, everybody wants black and white answers to these injuries. It's just not that way. It's just not that way. And I will say, for whatever reason, the Bucs have been very evasive on injuries this year. You know, we finally find out that Jalen McMillan has a fractured neck. And, you know, for whatever reason, Todd doesn't like to talk about it. I get it. But this year seems a little bit more invasive than most years, and I'm not sure why. Clearly, you know, and when you're dealing with a league where talent acquisition, you know, there's a cost to it. You don't necessarily want to show the people that you're dealing with and negotiating with what your hand is by saying, oh, this guy's not coming back or that guy's not coming back, because then it reduces your leverage. If Jason Light is out there trying to get a wide receiver and he's talking to, you know, GMX and he's like, well, I know McMillan's out for the year, and you know, then maybe that's why they hide those injuries. I don't know. Yeah. But there hasn't been a whole lot of forthcoming information this year, and maybe not that there ever is, you know, in an abundance. I think this year has just been even less. So interesting to note that we don't know when J-Mac's coming back. I think I had something in the comments here that somebody said, oh, Bucks Basement says Bucky Irving was DMing fans on Instagram saying that he's ready. Okay, be careful. Are you sure that's Bucky? I don't know why he would be going on Instagram and DMing fans that he's coming back. That seems odd to me. And we don't know. We haven't seen Bucky around, and that tells me when guys are ready to come back, you see them. They're around. They're showing up at practices, and we haven't seen that from Bucky. We haven't seen it from J-Mac. We're not exactly sure where Reddick is. So it may be a situation, if there's no trades today, it tells me that these guys are hurt more than we think, and that includes the quarterback, Baker Mayfield. We don't know, and nobody's going to tell us. All we can do is look at the results. Not good, past couple games. And there's reasons for that other than just injury. The Lions did a great job. I think the Saints really kind of picked up on him and then Baker. You know, not having his lead receivers is certainly hurting him in terms of getting the ball out and chemistry and things like that. The offensive line has obviously struggled as well in the past couple of games. So there's a lot going on offensively. And I don't know if it's just going to be cured until all these guys get back. And especially if your quarterback can't be accurate. And if you have an oblique injury, that can cause you to be inaccurate, because every time you rotate, it's like a knife going in your belly. And that's really, really hard to, you know, throw with the velocity and accuracy and that's Baker's, one of his superpowers is his arm. He's got a cannon, and it's the velocity and the accuracy are a huge part of why he's been so successful these last 3 years. And if that's gone or compromised by an oblique injury, you're screwed. You know, why go out and give away a third or second round pick for a wide receiver if your quarterback can't hit him? You know, so there's a lot going on right now that we don't know about. I'm fine saying that to you folks. I don't know what these injury situations are. I'm not in the room, and it's being tightly held. All we can do is look at the results on the field and look at who's coming into practice, who's not coming into practice, and go from there. And what your eyes are telling you right now is not good. It's not good. Then we'll get more information this Saturday against the Patriots to see how Baker plays. We'll see if Gedeke plays. We desperately need him back. Who's going to play right guard? Are they going to make any moves today by the 4:00 deadline? There's a lot to be settled here. You know, the good news is you're 6-2. Got a very manageable schedule. Next 3 games are tough. After that, you can put if you're an elite team, you should put a nice run together. I mean, you're at 6 wins now. You look at the schedule, there's another 6 to 8 wins on there. If you can get healthy and play the way and again, this has been a C+ roster for the Bucs the entire season. They've not even been close to their A roster, and they're 6-2. You know, that ought to tell you something. But and they're getting help from the rest of the NFC because the Lions laid an egg. That's right, as did the Packers. Thank you. And the Packers laid an egg. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and let me ask you this, JP, because we sort of foreshadowed this before the season started with some roster shakeup. Do we feel a little bit better about a potential Baker Mayfield
I guess, injury stint with Teddy in the room than we would have with Kyle in the room?
Oh God, yes. Well, you've
Can
seen
you
all
imagine
you've
this?
seen all the tryouts that Kyle's gotten, right?
Yeah,
Opportunity.
who? Nobody.
Look at some of the quarterbacks in this league that are on second and third string, and Kyle Trask can't get a job.
Can you imagine how everyone would be feeling right now if this Baker news was coming out and we had Kyle Trask as the backup quarterback?
Oh, there'd be a lot of people like, oh, finally he's going to get his opportunity. It's like when I was talking about this all off season. Every time I saw Kyle, I was like, oof, he has regressed. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but he has regressed. And to the point where I'm asking Bowles all through, they're like, are you sure about your backup quarterback? Are you bringing somebody in, a veteran? And eventually it was Teddy Bridgewater. And he's the ultimate backup. I mean, look at him. He's already got the backup commercials going on. And on whatever company what is that? Is that Progressive? I don't know, but that's a good one too.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah. If we had backups in life, yes, would be nice. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel more confident. Teddy, do I think Teddy can come in and get some wins? Yeah, I do. That's what he's done all his career. So I don't think, with especially if you can get some of these weapons back with Bucky and Godwin, and I'm not real confident about Godwin either. So listen, at 6-2, there's a lot of optimism. I get it, but the injury thing is really, really bothering me now. It's really, really bothering me now because we're just not seeing guys progress and come back, and more guys are getting hurt. So that's not good.
No.
All right. Well, Baker was on the Manning cast last night. You want to play a couple of these?
Yeah, Baker. This was, dude, and I like the Manning cast. I don't ever prepare for it. Like, I never know who's on. I know they do some commercials, I guess, throughout the week with guests they're having, and I guess it just goes over my head. But where I was watching the game last night, because I can't freaking watch it at home because I have YouTube TV, by the way.
Oh, no.
And I wasn't about to go to the freaking game and fight all that. Dude, Monday night traffic at a Cowboys game is just insane. I wasn't about to do that.
I can imagine.
I went up to the bar about, 5 minutes from my house and watched with some friends. And, we had all the TVs, and I just happened to be right in front of one that showed the regular game and one that showed the Manning cast, right?
Yeah.
And they had the subtitles on, the one with the Manning cast, so I couldn't hear it because they had the sound on for the game, but I could kind of see what was transpiring here. And I texted you about halfway through this, like, man, I hope you're watching the Manning cast. I didn't know you had basketball duty last night.
Basketball duty, yeah.
But I said, man, I'll pull some audio because this is great. And, for the most part, it was just a bunch of highlights. They showed, obviously the first down, 3rd and 14 run, and talked to him about that. They talked about him planting the flag back in college. They covered a bunch of stuff with him, as you would expect. And Baker, is just the trooper. He's the consummate trooper, and he's just playing along. He did give his, we'll play this first. He gave his alma mater a little bit of love right at the very beginning of the show. Yeah, and by the way, while these are playing,
nice timing.
Yeah, while all these are playing, just ignore the play on the field that's happening on the big, because it was not worth watching.
Jacoby Brissett just shooing up the Dallas defense. The great future,
great Jacoby Brissett, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer Jacoby Brissett. Who, by the way,
in the backup commercials.
By the way, I think he's better than Kyler Murray, and that's what should be starting.
Jacoby Brissett, the most accomplished former Gator quarterback in the league, by the way.
Probably, yeah, dude. Heck yeah, you can argue that, right? Like, he is.
I don't think so.
And Baker, he knows the game, right? He knows football pretty well. And he was sitting there chit-chatting with the Manning cast, and he's just sitting here watching the game, right, while they're talking to him. And I think Peyton here asks him, like, what do you see? Baker calls the shot. Baker calls the touchdown.
I don't know. This might not go the way I wanted it to go.
Then I can't help you. You're a horrible person because they are nothing but entertainment. You don't have to like them for what they did. If you hate the Giants, you hate the Colts, you hate the Broncos, whatever. But dude, as entertainment, they're great. And
they're pretty funny.
This show is great. And then finally, but Baker, one of the things I love about Baker is his self-deprecation.
Yeah.
I love people who can be self-deprecating. You can have fun with yourself, your mistakes from the past. And this was one of the instances where they were talking about
That was the line. I'm sure we can find that footage also. No question.
But, this is what endears Baker to people and me, including, I'm not a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm not a Panthers fan. I'm not a Rams fan. I wasn't a Bucs fan necessarily till I started on this show. But, dude, I followed Baker everywhere he's gone. And they did talk about, by the way, him playing scout team defensive end for the Panthers.
Yeah.
They had some of that footage, and they were showing him, and they asked him, hey, do you think you could make it? If that's what you did, could you make it as a D? He's like, I can be whatever I want. I'll dominate wherever I play. You just love that,
Yeah.
So
he does not lack for confidence at all. All right, we'll take a break. By the way, Derrick Brooks is going to join us today, and we're going to talk about his new role at USF. Saw him last night as the COO. Fun interview with Derrick. So that's coming up. We're going to talk about the UTS game coming up on Thursday night. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. So give them a call over there. Just go to the website. They'll give you a free case evaluation, whatever your issues are. Tell them JP sent you. And obviously, if you get in an accident, you got to go with the Jeeves Law Group. They're small enough to make you a priority, but big enough to take on the big insurance companies. JeevesLawGroup.com. And Genesis of Tampa, their hurricane relief for the folks in Jamaica continues. We're asking you guys to get some MREs from Amazon. You can ship them directly to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue in Tampa, and they will, through Gray Bull Rescue, fly them down to Jamaica, along with all the other hurricane relief supplies that they can gather. You can bring anything you want over to Genesis of Tampa. So thanks so much to Mike Murphy, the owner there, one of the new Rays owners as well, who is a great community benefactor, and appreciate him doing that and helping the folks in Jamaica. You can buy a new car there and not pay any payments until 2026. GenesisOfTampa.com. Back in 3. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at GenesisOfTampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show on this Tuesday, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, the official bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. They had a huge Halloween costume party there. Gave away lots of money. And by the way, if you're heading over to Ray J on Thursday for the UTSA game, get there early at Riveters. Take advantage of their terrific happy hour from 3 to 7 o'clock. All the great food discounted. You can get the chicken, the buffalo chicken dip, one of my favorites, for just $8. Oh, tons of good stuff. The sliders, the prime rib sandwich, fantastic. The wings are fantastic. Just get them. All that at Riveters, and $3 domestics, $5 wells, all through happy hour. So get lubed up and ready to go for that USF UTSA game coming up on Thursday. All right, let's welcome in the man to myth. He is the face that runs the place at Pewter Report, the great Scott Reynolds. What's up, partner? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You'll be possibly going to the Bulls game. You've been to a couple of Bulls games this year.
Yeah, I went to the FAU USF game. I might on Thursday night. Just depends on my plans, but I'd love to go. I watched UTSA. I was at the airport on Thursday. UTSA kicked the crap out of Tulane.
Yeah.
I mean, they wrecked them, and Tulane was a one-loss team at the time. So this should be a really good game. This should be a good test for the Bulls. See if they can bounce back. They'll have an extra week to prepare because they didn't play last week. So yeah, it's going to be a fun night at Ray J on Thursday night for sure.
Thought it was a brilliant move by new CEO Rob Higgins to bring in one of the greatest tacklers of all time in Derrick Brooks. Because if your coach is going to try to get away, bring Derrick Brooks in. He'll make sure he never leaves the campus.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, if FSU can't find a place for Derrick Brooks, then this is a great get for USF. So USF is definitely making some moves. And, it's kind of funny because a couple of years ago, like the Big 12 chose UCF because UCF's program was better and higher elevated at the time than USF. Maybe not on the basketball side, but the football side. Yeah. And now it's like, I think the tides have turned. And USF really, I think, should be in a bigger conference. Now, the big key will be, will Alex Golesh stay? Like, that's going to be, because he's going to be in demand. I mean, what he's been able to do there at USF, he's got roots at Tennessee, so he's been at a big program before. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Bulls can keep him with all these higher profile job openings. But it's like when you have a guy that really wants to make the program his own, and I saw that firsthand at Kansas State. Bill Snyder, when he was building KSU into a perennial top 10 team, a perennial 10-win program for years, he turned down Michigan State, LSU, UCLA, because that was his program. He wanted to build that program and have that be his, not just be the next coach at the major college. And I hope Alex Golesh can do that, because we've seen some of these coaches leave. Rich Rodriguez, when he left West Virginia the first time, flamed out, right? Scott Frost, it's hard to turn down the opportunity to go back home to Nebraska. But I mean, look at the success he had the first go round at UCF, and then And then he goes to Nebraska. That's a disaster. Now he's back at UCF, and he's trying to like resurrect that. And it doesn't always work out the second time. I think even Greg Schiano is seeing that at Rutgers.
Yeah, absolutely. Different times, certainly different times in college football. For sure. That's for sure. But Derrick, by the way, we recorded an interview with him yesterday. Will be joining us later on in the show. And we talk a little Buccaneer stuff. So stay tuned for that as well.
Absolutely.
You had Gruden on the show.
Yeah, we had John Gruden on yesterday. Had Bruce Arians on last week. So we've kind of we did what we wanted to do at Pewter Report this year. We set a goal out for ourselves at some point in time this season, with this being the 50th season of the Buccaneers. We wanted to have Todd Bowles, Tony Dungy, John Gruden, and Bruce Arians on our podcast, and we were able to accomplish that. So that's kind of a cool thing for us. Those are the four best coaches in Bucs history. John McKay obviously passed away. We can't have him on. Let's be, a seance or something. But all kidding aside, it's like, what these guys have done for this franchise. Tony Dungy turned it around, kind of set the table for John. John took this team to the mountaintop. Then you had the decade of darkness or so, the dozen years of darkness, whatever you want to call it. Then Bruce Arians comes in, attracts Tom Brady to a already Super Bowl ready team that just needed a better trigger man who would throw 30 interceptions a season. And then to hand that off to Todd Bowles, what we're seeing with Bruce Arians to Todd Bowles is kind of like Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield, right? It's that continued level of success, not necessarily at the Super Bowl level just yet, but it hasn't been that massive crash and burn rebuild,
right?
Where you got to blow it up and start all over again. That happens when you don't have the quarterback, but this team has that, and so it's worked out incredibly well, going from Bruce Arians to Todd Bowles.
Thankfully, because of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You see Baker on Manningcast last night? Fantastic.
I saw snippets of it. Yeah.
Are you worried about his oblique? I don't know about you, but when there's an injury and it's kind of some subterfuge going on, and then all the people start coming into your DMs. Hey, I heard Baker's hurt more than he's a really bad oblique. He got a really bad. That's what I'm starting to hear these mumblings from the peanut gallery. Yeah. Some people who I actually have some inside information. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking there may be something to this. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's thrown the ball exceptionally well the last two games for sure. I think that's kind of normal and natural. And the oblique is an injury that you can work through. It's something that can heal even while you're playing on it. I remember Tristan Wirfs had an oblique injury, and we've even seen this season Christian Izzian have an oblique injury. It's just a muscle strain, and it depends. Is it more like in the front, like part of the abs? Is it more like towards the side? Is it more like towards down by your waistline, or is it up higher in your rib cage? The oblique is kind of like a little bit of a catch-all for, some type of torso injury, but it's usually a pulled muscle. Maybe it's a slight tear, but it's something that can heal. And I think the way you do that is you just manage it during practice. And, I would say if we see Baker practicing with a full designation this week, then it was a minor strain. The bye week healed it. If he's limited tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, in any capacity, then you can pretty much guess that it is going to bother him a little bit. He's just going to have to work through it, play through it, maybe do like a little injection, on Sunday and just let it rip. I mean, it's just a pain tolerance thing more than anything.
Scott, when a team's dealing with a number of injuries like the Bucs have all season long, sometimes a GM can get trigger happy and start trying to overcompensate and pull the trigger on maybe trades that shouldn't have been made or that wouldn't have been made. And I'm not saying you can't make a trade when you've got injuries, but you shouldn't do it in an overreactionary way.
Yeah, I agree.
And a lot of people are, especially some on this that listen and watch this show, are putting Jason Light under the fire for not doing something before now, or even if he does, he's got until 4:00 today. So, but how much do we need to credit Jason Light, go the other way, for not overreacting and making moves that didn't need to be made and maybe standing pat? Because clearly he knows more than we do about what's going on in the room.
Sure. And you look at Jalen Phillips yesterday getting traded for a 3rd-round pick, right? And Jalen Phillips he's an okay end, right? If he came here, he wouldn't be the starter. When Hassan Reddick is healthy, he's going to still get the benefit of the doubt. And I mean, is he more productive than Anthony Nelson? I mean, right now I take Anthony Nelson. He knows the scheme. He's made plays. Just because somebody was drafted in the first round doesn't mean they're still a first round talent, right? Just because Levante David came out of Nebraska with 4.5 speed doesn't mean he is 4.5 speed at age 35 going on 36, right? So how you enter the league is completely different with what's happening right now. And what we do know is Jalen Phillips, he's blown out an Achilles, he's torn an ACL in back-to-back seasons. And because of the fact that he is a first-round pick, he's going to demand a much higher contract the next time he's up, which may be next year, or I'm not sure if this is his fifth-year option or if it's next year. But so my point is if you're going to make a trade for a third-round pick, you have to be comfortable. That's not just rent a player. We want him on the roster for a long time. And I don't know that he's worth a third-round pick, if I'm being honest, especially when Jason Light, Rob McCartney, Mike Beal, they look at what the third round has delivered. Jalen McMillan, Tyke Smith, Jacob Parrish, right? All of those guys are still on their rookie deals. So they're super cheap. They're starters, right? And I think Jason Light and Mike Beal and Rob McCartney look at this and say, we might be able to draft somebody better than Jalen Phillips next year in third round, you know? Right. So there's part of that. The other thing too that I want to caution fans about is this a Super Bowl season? Don't know. I honestly thought when Tom Brady arrived in 2020, I thought it's going to take them a year. This is during COVID. They get to learn each other. They're behind the eight ball because there's really no preseason games, right? There's training camp. There's the hey, let's get together at Berkeley Prep and throw the football around and get
right
with our masks on and all that bullshit. But it's like when you have Brady coming in, I didn't think they were going to win the Super Bowl in 2020. I thought 2021 was going to be
the year, right? Yeah.
And you know what? They caught fire at the right time, and they won the Super Bowl in 2020. Like they just were the right team, right time, right? And in 2021, you could argue that was a better team. They won 13 games that year, right?
Yeah.
They had the peace out with AB. They had the injuries to Godwin and Wirfs, and if you give me one of those three players, just one, and you can pick them. AB, Godwin, or Wirfs, they beat the Rams. They just didn't have that elite talent to go up against an elite team like the Rams, which ultimately won the Super Bowl. So having said that, is this a 2020 or 2021 team? I don't know. It very well could be. They're off to that kind of start because this start has only been replicated in 2021, in 2002, and 1979. So this is a really good start.
It's rare.
But I don't think Jason Light looks at this as this is the year. I think he's looking at it as this is the years period
right.
After the S, meaning this is a Super Bowl window we have here. Sure, we'd love to win it, right? But what they're hoping for and building for is not just this year, but next year and the year after that and the year after that. As long as they can keep Baker, they feel like they have a chance. So if he doesn't make a move, I don't think he's throwing in the towel for this year, or he's not helping the team, because the goal isn't just this year. It's not, Super Bowl this season and then, we're done. They want to win it again. And who knows? You get to the playoffs, and even with your Super Bowl caliber roster, an injury here or there, and we saw that in that Rams game, right? They didn't have Tristan Wirfs, they didn't have Chris Godwin, they didn't have AB. Just those three guys just wrecked that game, just not having him. So I think Jason Light, and it's the job of a general manager, one eye on this season, one eye on the future. If you're a head coach, it's both eyes on this season. That's the role that those guys play.
Yeah, I think that's well put. And they only know the injury situation. We don't.
Yes.
And we can sit here and postulate all we want of how serious Baker's injury is, or Godwin's injury, or Reddick's, and that all matters. And Bucky's injury, especially. Bucky's a game changer, no question about it. So if Jason, and this is what I'm saying, don't listen to anything. What you hear, look at what they do. If they don't make moves today, that means I think that the injury situation's worse than we know.
Yeah.
If they're closer and they knew these guys were coming back and they thought it was an inside linebacker, an edge rusher, a right guard, they would make the move. I think they would. Wide receiver, they would make the move.
Also, too, it's like to take a look at who doesn't get moved today. Okay. Yeah. And that tells you that that either these teams, like you can want Trey Hendrickson all you want, right? But if he doesn't get moved today, what does it tell you? It tells you one of two things. Either the Bengals are just going to say no to everything, like, nope, we're keeping him. Or the price was just ridiculously high. Yeah. So whether it's a frontline guy like Hendrickson, or even, like a Jordan Brooks, the linebacker, or Terrell Dodson, one of those two Miami linebackers, the inside linebackers, if they don't get traded today, it means they were either never really on the trading block, or the compensation was too high. And we don't know what that compensation is. So in other words, if a deal doesn't get done, we could sit there and postulate all we want. Well, why didn't, Jason Licht just throw the Dolphins a 5th round pick? Maybe he did. Yeah. Or maybe the Dolphins just said, we're not going to let Jordan Brooks go for less than a 3rd. We're not going to know the answer to that, though. Right. So this isn't Madden. This isn't like where you can just computer simulate trades all day long on your controller and just get the player you want, right? It's not that way. This is real life, and you don't typically see a ton of trades in the NFL on the trading deadline. And I mean, if you see like 5 or 6, that's a lot. And there's 32 teams, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what happens today. And I thought there would be something done, but the more injury news, that's bad.
Well, and also too, I think that the exact opposite is the same as well. Either the injury news is bad and they're like, gosh, this is going to be really tough, or the injury news is great. Bucky's going to be back. Godwin's going to be back. Yeah. Gedicke's going to be back, and we feel like, all right, well, that's going to be enough for us to, and obviously Reddick's going to be back. So if the cavalry is truly coming, and sooner rather than later, then maybe that's enough. And then they're holding out hope that Jalen and Mike return in January. And you're even more bolstered at that point in time.
What do you think about Gedicke? And I saw in the piece you wrote, the John Ledyard tweet that Heck has given up more pressures than anybody.
Yeah. Okay. Football. I mean, he's given up more pressures. I mean, has he been an absolute turnstile? I mean, has it totally wrecked the offense? No, I don't think it has.
It's hurt the offense. No,
it hasn't helped the offense, but I mean, he's a backup right tackle.
Has not been good. Yeah, no, I understand that, but
he hasn't been the culprit for they lost this game because of that. Like, we haven't seen him get so abused, like say Justin School last year by Aiden Hutchinson, where he's given up a trifecta, sack game or something. I mean, he's been okay. He hasn't been bad, but for what he is, I mean, PFF, they can tally he's getting 9 pressures this game or whatever. Okay, I mean, he's not killing the Buccaneers. Like, the stats can look as bad as they want, but those are pressures. And again, I have the problem I have with pressures is the way PFF calculates pressures. You can have a pressure, like Charlie Heck can give up a pressure, and Baker Mayfield can still throw a touchdown pass to Emeka Egbuka on that play.
True.
So all pressures are not equal. Yeah. Did the pressure result in an interception? Well, that's a completely different kind of pressure than, Baker hit Tez Johnson for a 15-yard gain on that play, and they got a first down. So at the end of the day, did that pressure matter? And conversely, on the other side, that's why I don't put a whole bunch of stock in pressures for defensive players. Like, Hassan Reddick has 26 pressures. Great. Let's go through every single one of those pressures, and did it result in a negative play for the offense, which was the pass incomplete, right? Did it result in an interception, right? Because if he's getting 26 pressures with 1.5 sacks, well, I know the 1.5 sacks were negative plays. Mm-hmm. I know that. Especially his first sack of the season in week 1 on 3rd down in the red zone that forced Atlanta to kick a field goal. Great play. That's what you want. That's why you signed him. But the 26 pressures, we got to go through those and look at the context of those. So it's the same thing with Charlie Heck. We can sit there and rag Heck all we want about the pressures, but how many sacks has he given up? How many of those pressures were actually negative plays for the Buccaneers? Some of them were. There's no doubt, right? But what did we expect? He's a backup tackle.
Yeah.
And
they're helping him. You can see that affects your offense when you have to keep in a tight end or a back to chip. They can't get out and those tight end numbers have.
I want to be clear. Down. Would I rather have Luke Gedicke or Charlie Heck in the lineup? Gedicke.
Absolutely.
I don't even need Gedicke to be
that was my point. He's a huge upgrade. He's a huge upgrade to what
Can
Charlie
be,
Heck's
absolutely,
doing.
yeah.
And that's going to allow Baker more time, which he needs, because these guys don't get open as quick as the other guys do.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. And I mean, are you not concerned a little bit about the offense and what you've seen the last couple of weeks?
There's no doubt, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think Charlie Heck's been part of that. I think right guard's been part of that
if you go back and look at the grades, and again, if we're going to count PFF pressures, then we should look at the PFF grades. Charlie Heck and Feeney, they actually had pretty good grades against the Saints. It wasn't the right side of the line that was the problem in that game. It was the left side of the line, for being honest.
Yeah.
And the left side of the line has the starters. So, again, it's like, look at the context of all this. And if we want to count PFF pressures, well, let's look at PFF grades.
I don't want to go all the way by PFF. What I see is a pocket collapsing on the last two games, a pocket collapsing on Baker Mayfield, him not being able to get
Here's
out.
what I don't like. I don't like the pressure up the middle.
Yeah,
is what I don't like.
That's what's really hurting him. Yeah.
I'm honestly more concerned about Graham Barton as a starter than I am about the right tackle Charlie Heck, because I know Heck's going to be replaced.
Yeah.
But when I see in back-to-back games, McNeil and Gottschalk from the Lions and Saints driving Graham Barton backwards into Baker Mayfield's lap where he can't step up into the pocket.
Exactly.
That concerns me. And maybe it's a technique thing. I don't know, but it's like
that didn't happen last year. He never got. I never saw him getting overpowered.
I don't remember it happening to the degree that it's happened this year. Maybe it's just luck of the draw. I don't know, but
you think he's hurt, or Cody Mock not being on his hip?
I don't know.
Is a problem.
I don't know. And maybe on film, what coaches are saying is, and I'd have to really go back and take a look. I don't like offense, so I don't really look at the Bucs offense as much as I do the defense. By being honest,
what I've seen, I've looked, and he's getting overpowered, and that didn't happen last year, which is weird.
What you can do is, from a defensive perspective, is to create that one-on-one matchup. In other words, make sure that Graham Barton is not double teaming with either Feeney, or with Bredesen, is to put a nose tackle directly over him, right? Mm-hmm. Have basically a three-man line in your interior, where you have a defensive tackle over every single offensive lineman on your interior. Yeah. When you do that, then there's no opportunity to double team. Graham has to take on your nose tackle one-on-one. And maybe it's not a whole game thing, but a situational thing. I'd have to really go back and look and not just say, oh, here's Aleem McNeil, bullying Graham Barton, but what was the front? Is that part of the blocking scheme where the Bucs are choosing that matchup, or are the defensive side of the ball, is it forcing that matchup by covering up the center and the two guards with defensive linemen, and in putting Barton at times on skates in the backfield?
Scott Reynolds joining us here from the Pewter Report. All right, so here come the Patriots, a team that's been, they've beaten some decent teams. They beat the Bills. Yeah, a little bit of a softer schedule, obviously, a new coach, but it looks very much like the old Patriots in terms of the way they play a hard-nosed brand. Vrabel obviously playing for Belichick for so many years. It's kind of a return to that, and Drake May is playing his ass off. Yeah. So that game that we said before the season when we do our stupid schedule stuff, there's a win.
Right.
Wait a minute. This looks a little different. So I think it's a good match. I think it's a close matchup, but what are your thoughts, early thoughts on this matchup?
I mean, they've got wins over the Steelers, right, and the Bills, and that's impressive. Yeah, they have kind of beaten up on some cupcakes too, but that's what you're supposed to do. If you're a good team, you win the winnable games, and they've kind of done that. So, at the same time, this is a young team, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Raheem Morris team in 2010, a little bit, where it's like, is it smoke and mirrors? Mm-hmm. Is it real? Because back then, if you remember, the Raheem Youngry Buccaneers, they won 4 games in the last minute in the fourth quarter against 4 really bad teams. And those teams at the times were the Rams, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Cardinals. And so was it really a 10-win team, or was it really a 6-win team, right? Or was it more like an 8-win team? We found out the next year it was really more like
bad quarterbacks that year. You remember the quarterbacks that they played? You go through the roster. It's like,
so what? I haven't studied the Patriots. I'm just looking at the schedule and the scores and all that. So So we'll find out, right? We'll find out if they're really a good team. But one thing I will say is at the end of the day, if the Patriots believe they're a good team, and why wouldn't you at 7-2? Sometimes you don't know how bad you are. And I'm not saying they're bad, but if you catch my drift here, it's like sometimes you play over your own ability because you think you're a 7-2 team.
You're confident.
You're a great team. You're extremely confident. Yeah. And confidence combined with the young team, that's a very dangerous recipe for teams like the Bucs. Because they come in here thinking, we are going to beat these guys. We are good. We're 7-2. And you got a coach like Mike Vrabel who's cracking the whip and they got this thoroughbred, racing down the stretch here, and they're on top of that division, right? Especially with that win over the Bills. So, this is going to be a very good game. Drake May is a very good quarterback. And on the flip side, it's like when you look at the Commanders, it's to me the Patriots this year are what the Commanders were last year. That team just came out of nowhere, right? Yeah. Young quarterback. And just took the team on his back and just said, let's go. Commanders this year are just absolutely decimated, right? Yeah. I mean, they're going nowhere fast. And the difference is the Commanders have a very old roster, whereas the Patriots, that's not necessarily the case.
Absolutely. Well, it'll be interesting to see this game play out, and the Bucs defense is on a roll. And that's where, I still don't think this offense is ready to return to its glory. If Luke comes back, that will help, but we'll see that later on in the week.
I think the biggest thing is, regardless of whether Bucky or Rashad is in there, they've really got to get back to running the football well. Because when they do that, then Baker Mayfield, they don't get the tee off on him. I think when the running game is going, you don't necessarily see kind of that skittish performance in the pocket from Baker. I think he's more relaxed and comfortable.
Yep.
He gets more in a flow. And even though, they didn't run the ball exceptionally well in terms of yardage against the Seahawks, they ran it well enough to where Baker never felt like, hey, I don't have the running game today. I got to do everything, right? Where I think he felt that in Detroit. And I think if you give him a little bit of a running game early in the first quarter, chip away at that defense, have some success, use play action, I think that's when Baker's at his best. So more than anything, regardless of who's at right tackle, I want to see this running game kind of return to form and have a 100+ yard day on the ground. If they do that, outside of the turnover battle, I think Tampa Bay can win this game.
Agreed. I'm glad we're going to have some Bucs football this weekend. All right, Scotty, tell everybody what's coming up on Pewter Report this week.
Yeah, we got our Bucs versus Patriots preview tomorrow on the Pewter Report podcast. That's on Pewter Report TV, our YouTube channel. Also, go back and check out those interviews we had with Bruce Arians last Wednesday.
Great stuff.
And then John Gruden yesterday. Two phenomenal coaches, great content. Listen to it on your way home from work or at the gym or during your lunch hour. You can also read all of our content. I'm going to have my SR's Pick 6 preview of Bucs Patriots tomorrow on pewterreport.com, our website. We have our roundtable up right now. You can go check that out. Again, pewterreport.com. Make sure you follow us on social media at Pewter Report on Facebook, Instagram, and X.
I'm still waiting on the Greg Schiano exclusive.
I might make that happen. I know Greg.
There you go.
I don't know that he wants to talk football right now. I don't think Rutgers' record is like that great.
Well, you could go back to the glory days of, Josh Freeman and
what? When were those?
The glory days.
When were those? I didn't.
Glory
was
days.
I here for those? I was here. I
saw Josh the other night at a Lightning game. Looking good.
I used to see Josh like going to and from Kansas City. This is like the first flight in years where I haven't seen him because his family still lives in Kansas City. So he
cool.
Yo-yos back and forth between Kansas City and Tampa. And I went out there to K-State last weekend. I'm telling you right now, Jacob Rodriguez, we're talking about linebackers. Holy smokes. Draft that Texas Tech linebacker. 7 forced fumbles this year, including 2 against my Wildcats. That dude is an absolute stud. That Texas Tech defense is so fun to watch.
His wife is, you know who his wife is?
Yes.
His wife's like an Army Apache helicopter pilot.
Yeah, I saw that at one of the games. Yeah. And she gets to come to the games and
he's a badass.
Yeah, that's a badass. That's a power couple right there.
That's a power. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, one will sack you, one will shoot you. I mean, you know, pick your poison.
I'm scared of both of them.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Double A blitz and a sidewinder missile right up your ass. Yeah, do not fuck with them.
That's right.
All right, partner. Thanks, Scotty. We'll see you.
Thanks, man. We'll see you.
Yeah,
Lord.
Do not piss her off. Oh yeah.
Walk
walk outside to the parking lot and you get ready to leave. Don't cheat on her. Apache helicopter comes up.
Can you imagine?
So looking in front of you. Your phone rings.
So
screwed. Where were you last night, honey?
Dreaming about you, sweetheart.
Say hello to my little friend. My Gatling gun. Oh, those things are badass. Those helicopters. They are. If you hear one of those coming, if you're sitting in a foxhole, yeah, you're going to see the virgins. All right. We want to thank the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Great time to make sure your insurance is all up to snuff. 40% of you folks out there do not have enough homeowners insurance because you never really check on that. The value of your home has gone up. Construction costs have gone up. So make sure, and you don't want to tell them, oh, my house is worth more, because it's going to cost you a little bit more. It will, but make sure you have it. Also, there's new companies coming into the market with auto insurance as well. There's some things going on there. So let them shop your insurance around and see if they can find you some discounts. Italianoinsurance.com. Great customer service. They do all the work. You save all the money. 813-877-7799. Back in 3. Derrick Brooks coming up right here. The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Almaton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite. I love it. So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. They are the dynamic duo that will take care of your HVAC needs, whether it's, you turn on that heater and you smell that burning smell. You never know what's going on with that. So smell. Get that checkup done by thirdgenerationplumbing.com with the dust burning off the coils.
Yeah.
Something's on fire. First turn the heater on. Yes. So get a checkup done. Thirdgenerationplumbing.com does AC as well. American Standard Heating and Cooling are the best units. So why would you have a substandard unit when you can have a great unit? Go with American Standard Heating and Cooling, the most efficient, the most durable, and you need durable in the Florida heat, that's for sure. So American Standard Heating and Cooling and Third Generation Plumbing, the dynamic duo to get your house feeling warm and toasty in the winter and nice and cool in the summer. So tell them JP sent you over there. All right, let's get to the chat, shall we? And our good friend Christopher Cole has hit it on the head. The chat is so negative, he says.
Especially today, it's
Bucs
bad.
Basement and James. Yeah, well, Bucs Basement and James are yelling at each other about, are the Patriots hurt? Yes, they are. Bucs Basement said they lost Butte and Gonzalez. They did this weekend. I don't know if I think they're out for a while. Yeah. So both teams are hurt, but we'll see if the Patriots have the depth that they need because they've counted on some of those guys. What else we got here, my friend? We'll go back to the top where stuff gets really negative. Bucs Basement says, and yet Jason Light still does not want to do anything at the deadline. Shame on him. The middle linebacker for the Bengals went to the Cowboys, mind you. Dennis is the worst rated coverage linebacker in the NFL. Yeah, and we just had Scott mention Brooks from the Dolphins. Which one was that for?
His take.
Servassier Dennis or not trading for the middle linebacker. Yeah.
It's just on his take.
I think we need I would love to see Brooks from the Dolphins come over. Yeah. Okay. There you go. JS is back, says at least they're almost done fixing the roof at the Slop. Exciting to think about HCC, but we still have a few more years in St. Pete. Yes, we do. The roof is almost on at Tropicana Field. Then they're going to start sprucing up the inside of it. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not a fan of the Slop either, but we got to go back to it for 3 years. I think the new group will do as much as they can to make it hospitable. Hey, just marketing the team and doing some fun things will make a difference, I think. And we've already started to see that. Prices for season tickets are way down. That's nice. That's a nice touch. So, they made some moves the other day, got rid of some guys, no major moves, brought in a AAA outfielder from the Reds. So nothing major has been done yet. They've got to, probably today, I believe it is, they'll pick up the options on Fairbanks, Pete Fairbanks at about $11 million. And also Belau has his $12.5 million will probably be picked up. Now, that doesn't mean they're staying with the team. They can then trade those contracts, which I think are very friendly team contracts for the production you get from those veterans. So it gives them some opportunities. In the O show yesterday, Orestes Estrada and I were kicking this around, and he thinks that there's a chance. And we talked about this a few months ago, but Chandler Simpson's natural position coming up through the minors in college was second base. And I think at $11.5 million, $12 million for Belau, and at 32 years old, back injuries don't get better, and he's had a chronic back injury. So this might be a good time to trade him, get Chandler Simpson back at second base, his natural position. He's never going to be a great outfielder despite his speed. because his arm is really bad. It's just not an outfield arm. And he's, we've got better guys, quite frankly. Mangum is a better center fielder. So we've got a few guys that we can kind of platoon out there. I think Chandler going back to second, get him 600 at bats where he's, as O says, his hit tool is surprisingly really, really good. He did not dip off at all when he jumped up to the majors. I mean, basically hitting 300 in your rookie year from both sides of the plate. That's unheard of. And he's just scratching the surface of learning how to run bases. I mean, he could be a 70, 80 bag guy in stolen bases every year, and score 120 runs. That's a hell of a second baseman. Then you go get some power hitting outfielders in left field. Big O still high on Josh Lowe. Enough at this point. I trade him and try to a little. Series is over. They've got these decisions to make, owners meetings, and see if there's some moves to be made here. I think we'll see those pretty soon coming up. Mr. King says, "Good morning, sirs. No trades today. Guess that means all the injuries won't get better." I guess, to Scott's point, it could go, one of two ways. You could be so injured that you'd say it's not worth it, or you could say the guys are coming back, so we don't need it. Right? I mean, we'll see.
We don't know. I mean, we don't know. I've been
saying it for weeks. We just don't know. We just don't know. But I would like to see something happen today, especially at inside linebacker. I think that would really help this defense out, especially in the playoffs. Kevin,
would you have wanted Logan Wilson?
Says, hey, JP, question: did we get a little old lady from Poltergeist to clear out? I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about Logan Wilson. But if he's an experienced inside linebacker, that's better than Servassier Dennis in coverage and in the run. Yeah.
7th rounder. We got him for a
7th round pick. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. I mean, at least it adds to your depth, right?
Oh, and he'll start here for the next.
So Kenneth says, "Do we get the little old lady?" You think?
Oh yeah, easy.
Well, then for a 7th round pick, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a starter immediately.
Yeah.
He's a starter.
So you thinking there's some demons at $1 place, Kenneth McClary? I don't think so. Are the Bucs cursed with injuries this year? I mean, come on. There's injury. It seems like it's just a lot of injuries this year, more than ever across the league, right? It seems so.
I get asked about that all
John
the time.
Hill says Rodenko Dobros was in the house last night at USF basketball. Are we like on a delay here, Timmy?
Yes.
I feel like we're kind of on a delay almost. We had this happen yesterday a little bit.
Yep.
Should we reboot?
No, just keep going.
All right, let's take a break. We'll reboot. We'll come back on the other side, and we will. It's like a 3-second delay, bro.
I'm done. I can't talk.
I'm gonna break. Let's break. We'll come back, and we're gonna break. Hopefully, we'll get rid of this delay. We'll have Derrick Brooks coming up next. We are brought to you by the great folks at Cafe Paradiso. Sure, your reservation this week if you're at something up or just Italian meal. It is phenomenal right there on South McDill. For 30 years, Paolotini and his crew have been doing it over there. If you love Italian food like I do and you love the traditional Italian food and the traditional Italian, that is the place for you. I'm not a big fan of these new frou-frou Italian places. I like the old stuff, the traditional, and that's what you get at Cafe Paradiso. And you never know who you're going to see. Always celebrities at Cafe Paradiso. So check it out right there on South McDill, just north of Gandy. Beautiful restaurant, Cafe Paradiso. Tell Paulo I said hello when you go in there. Back in 3. Stay with us. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on this Tuesday. Derrick Brooks coming up. I want to remind you that it's health insurance time of year, open enrollment.
JP, check your mic. You don't have your mic on. Check your mic. Your sound's off in the settings. Sorry, I can't do a live read for you. I don't have the read here.
Stand by for news.
You sounds like you're in the other room.
Oh.
There you are.
Hello.
You're back. You're back.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. It's not my fault. I'm telling you, it's the computer. It's cursed.
It's my fault.
Hey, Timmy. Open enrollment is up. If you're looking for health insurance, folks, and I know there's some crazy stuff going on with Obamacare. We know all that, but get your house in order right now and see what happens later on. You don't want to go without health insurance. But the good folks at don'tgouncovered.com can help you out. Find out if you can get a subsidy. 800-669-1505, 1-800-669-1505. Don'tgouncovered.com. You'll get some great information on there. And by the way, those folks know how all the ins and outs of the application process. So they'll make it easier for you. It doesn't cost anything. So it just saves you money on health insurance. 800-669-1505. Try it out. I've been using them for 5 years. They hook me up each and every year with some great health insurance and at a very, very low cost. So check it out. 800-669-1505. Couple quick comments here. I think Greg DeCruz says it well. Teams win Super Bowls in the offseason, not at the trade deadline. They rolled the dice on Dennis and Reddick. Yeah, I think that's true. I think they thought Dennis would be better. I think they thought Reddick would be better. I don't think Reddick's been horrible. I think Dennis has been a disappointment, and that's why I would address that inside linebacker spot if I could. And Greg also reminds us that the Falcons are on their third kicker of the season.
And it's not getting better.
And it's cost them a couple games.
Yep.
It's not going to get better. That's how that works. So could be the Falcons.
Yeah.
All right. Had a chance to chat with Derrick Brooks last night, the USF game, but also yesterday afternoon. Record a little interview for this week's big game coming up with UTSA. Sports Center's going to be there. Matt Berry's going to be there. They have going to do a big thing on campus at 1:00. It's kind of college game day light that they do for the Thursday night games. It's really cool and really fun. So if you want to go out there, it's at the Marshall Center starting at 1:00. And then they'll be doing Sports Center from the stadium, Raymond James Stadium. So USF will be center stage on Thursday all over ESPN. So if you want to be part of it, and you should be part of it, get your butt out there on campus at 1:00 and then get down to the stadium on Thursday night. Let's fill that place up. So here's my interview with the great, the one and only Derrick Brooks. All right. We want to welcome in the man, the myth. He is a Super Bowl champion. He is the number one Buccaneer of all time in our 50th season. He is a national champion from Florida State. He is a professional football Hall of Famer and now the COO of the University of South Florida Athletics, the great Derrick Brooks. And my favorite COO, by the way. Who's my favorite COO? Mr. Derrick Brooks. How are you, partner?
I'm all right, JP. Thank you for that wonderful, wonderful introduction, my friend. And glad to be a part of your platform today.
Oh, my goodness. We are so honored to have you. For those of you who don't know, Derrick and I go back a long, long way to the early 90s to Florida State when I still had hair up here and not just on my lip.
And I wasn't green.
And you was just an undersized linebacker out of Pensacola. And I'm like, hey, tell me he's really good. And from day one, greatness showed up. And here we are, freaking 30 years later?
Yes, sir. Wouldn't change a day of it.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. 100%. I had to follow you to Tampa and everything. Well, first of all, COO at USF, what does this entail? Obviously, there's so much you can bring to the table here. And you and Rob Higgins, the new CEO, have done so much greatness together and bringing Super Bowls. So what's like your number one thing and that you want to get done there at USF?
It's hard to say, number one, but right. I would say for me, starting one of the first things we got to do, JP, is synergize the building. When I think about, the spirit of Leroy back in his day here in athletics or at the foundation, everybody was pulling in the same direction and the culture was high. And that's something that's a top priority to Rob and myself is to get the building together and build a culture and win this building, where we're all synergizing athletics, we're all pulling together, and now we on a straight path forward and upward. And it goes to his mantra, hey, let's win the building, win campus, win the community. So I want to go, in that order. So I think before we, get too far ahead, let's make sure we understand the house that we're in and reinforcing, so to speak, the foundation here and resetting those expectations and everybody pulling it in a synergized direction. And then I think from that, obviously, now you plug and play those goals in, for every sport. Some would say the number one thing is keeping our coach. Absolutely.
Yep.
So we've, we built something here that a lot of people now understand what Michael Kelly did years ago in hiring Coach Golesh. Now everybody get a chance to see it, but we're not intimidated because everybody now has a chance to see it because we've earned that right. And, the things that made him great, why everybody wants to talk to him, is the fact that he's able to stay singular focused. So if you ask him about it, it's all about UTSA for him. We were in the building yesterday, and some people thought it was Sunday. Well, for him, it was Tuesday, a prep week. So you like that energy, and other priorities is obviously preparing ourselves for the constant movement in college athletics. I mean, you used to think things were changing week to week. Now things are changing sometimes hour to hour. So we've positioned ourselves to be very nimble and flexible to be part of all those conversations, whatever they may be. From expansion with P4s or playoffs to rev shared and whatever it is. USF going to be a part of those conversations because we've worked hard to do it, and we're going to work even harder to grab a bigger piece of that conversation. From AAU status to the success of, all of our athletics programs, we're going to earn the right to have a seat at that table.
Well, that's incredible to hear. And this is what I love. You mentioned Leroy Selman, and the synergy with you and him is inescapable. And he built it there. And when he walked into a room, he commanded respect. As I said the other day, you bring charisma, you bring gravitas, you bring all that. And it matters. It matters when you walk into a room of commissioners. It's Derrick freaking Brooks, and that matters. And that really matters. It matters when you walk when Coach Golesh invites you into the locker room and you talk to these guys. That's Derrick freaking Brooks. When you go out on the practice field, when you walk into the union and the kids see you, I mean, that matters. And bringing your name and your cachet along with it, you remember the Board of Trustees at Florida State. It's not just playing football. It's all the other things that you've done. And you bring all of that to USF. But, in terms of keeping Coach Golesh, getting into another conference, you bring that. I mean, you see that, obviously. How do you feel you can best use all those talents to promote all those things we talked about?
Well, JP, it starts with me having this opportunity to be in executive leadership, all the way back to 2011 with Todd Lotwick and Jeff Vinnick.
Yep.
When they asked me to be part of the transition, when they bought the Lightning and in that fine print, they acquired the Tampa Bay Storm.
Yep.
And asking me not just to come run the Tampa Bay Storm as its president, but be a part of the community that we were building and transforming Tampa through the power of hockey, arena football, and legendary events. They took a shot at giving me that opportunity to lead, from inside the room. And I can't thank them, enough for doing that. But now you transition over the years from running the Tampa Bay Storm in executive leadership to other positions, whether it's representing Vinnick Sports Group with the Sports Commission, where I was able to now work very closely with Rob Higgins from inside out, to continuing on with the Lightning and executive leadership with our external corporate and community business. So in business verticals, which led me to working with USF. So again, that vast experience that I've gained really the last 7 years under Steve Griggs and being very vital in seeing how we built success on and off the ice. We built success in and out of our community. We built success statewide. And then on the other side of that, I've just been privileged with my relationships with the NFL as the lead appeals officer, being able to be in rooms where conversations are happening that very few people get into those rooms, and understanding the flow of leadership in business, to your point, expands your Rolodex, of contacts. And then just treating people how I want to be treated, the overall arching thing with me. Hey, when I'm in a relationship with you, I'm doing business with you, it's genuine. I don't need no hidden agenda, but one agenda, and that's to serve.
Yep.
So I look to serve others, and Indy was a business venture, whether it's relationship. Again, you know that, man, as our friendship relationship, it's always, man, as I tell, man, how can I come on your platform and make it better?
You always do.
I want to leave it better now that you allow me to be a part of it. So, and then I work, with the Lightning, man. When I see it, man, hey, you with those intermissions, like, how do we enhance, that experience and make it better? So, I always leave from that perspective. So, when I look at what assets I could bring to the table, it's all of those experiences and do it with a high level of integrity.
Yeah, absolutely. Derrick Brooks joining us here. Yeah, clearly hiring me with the Lightning was the best move you ever made, no doubt. So we got a big game coming up with UTSA Thursday night, ESPN. Let's hype it up, partner. This is I know you're going to be making your debut as the COO, so now you got to sell some tickets. Let's go. We got ESPN coming in. Let's go. What's the pitch? We got to put that fourth-ranked offense in the nation. We're going to be scoring points. Come on.
Yes, that's it, man. We got to go 1-0, man. For some reason, they roped me into doing the coin toss. So
there we go. There we go.
So obviously, we want to grab that attention and earn that attention, just like other schools where when Sports Center coming to our campus, we want to make it a big event because we expect them to be here more than once. So, but right now, it's all about them coming here Thursday and our students, man, our campus, our community, going to do the best we can to make it the most memorable experience that they have this year. And then lead with that energy into that stadium this Thursday night, and taking care of business. But I must be remiss, but like, hey, even before Sports Center get here, we kicking off basketball tonight.
That's right. You got a good friend in town, huh?
Yes. So I told Charlie Ward last night, man, he makes obviously his debut here leading the FAMU basketball team. I say, hey, I want you guys to play well, play great, as long as you're 1 point less than us. So we're kicking off this big week starting tonight with men's and women's basketball. So we're asking, we've gone to campus asking our students in the community to show up, show out tonight for Coach Baxter. She makes her debut as the women's head coach. Coach Hodson's make his debut as our men's basketball coach here tonight. So we are excited to kick the week off with basketball, and obviously our other events, women's soccer played today. So it's events, going on, and obviously cap it off with a big win against UTSA Thursday night.
Yeah, this could be fun tonight. You and Charlie together. I'm gonna come over tonight just to see the both of you guys. So yes. And basketball too. I can't wait to see Coach Hodgson's team, the new girls team. Is gonna be fun. Hey, before I let you go, and you've been such a big part of college football, and now it's your job. What changes would you make, or how would you shepherd this game through what it's going through now? Because it's a lot of tumultuous stuff going on. What would you do?
Well, I think one thing I would do is continue to educate the public on the space it is right now. It's not all bad.
Yeah,
it really isn't. Now it took off at a pace that no one anticipated when it came to what NIL is, and NIL is two components. It's a house settlement, and then it's the old school endorsement brand deals where see opportunity. So it's continuing education with that. And then for me, selfishly, let's have some honest conversation about the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And let's get an academic component tied to that. So there's some consistency in a starting point where a young man and a young lady could earn their degree and keep the educational opponent and student athlete. And then recognize if you've earned a right through your academics, such as, hey, you can't transfer until you get your AA degree.
I love that.
At least you set a foundation now where kids can have that path, because everyone's not going to be a pro athlete.
Right.
There's some consistency at some level of college programs that at least for a year and a half to 2 years, you have that with your roster.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can transfer one time. And then the next transfer opportunity is when you graduate.
Yep.
Not when you go there and figure out, someone's offering you more money. You hadn't even been on campus 6 months, but no, you're working towards an academic component. And if you earn that within your time of eligibility, you can transfer now as a grad student. You can go anywhere. So I just believe if we can get some guardrails around the transfer portal, or better time it out where it's just this period of time, now there could be some consistencies. And now when we look at rev share in NIL, it has a bigger meaning and more of an impact than just now the Wild Wild West, for lack of a better word.
No, awesome. Derrick, thank you so much for taking the time. I thank you for your friendship over the years.
Yes.
Love you, brother. We'll hope to see you tonight. And I know why Rob brought you in. You're one of the greatest tacklers of all time. And if Alex tries to leave the campus, you're going to tackle his ass. He ain't going anywhere. So that's why you're there. I know what's going on.
You're absolutely right.
Thanks, Derrick. We'll see you soon.
All right, take care, JP.
How about that?
Last night, chatted with him and Charlie Ward. It was good to catch up with the guys that, I've known for almost 40 years now. I cannot believe it. Crazy, crazy stuff. All right, we'll take another quick break. We'll come back on the other side. And we've got a great charity event coming up that I want to talk to you guys about. So we'll do that. We'll finish all the comments here and wrap it up for the day. Quick break. Back in 3. Stay with us. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park. So free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Almaton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show right here on FanStream Sports.
Tuesday. Sorry for some of the technical difficulties. I'm back and I'm lagging, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do, partner, but we'll just go ahead and run through this the interview. We'll get to the end of the show. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me and my guest as I welcome in my good friend David Alexander here, who has a really interesting and effective charity, if I can say that, as we
be here with you.
Thanks, man. You got your national championship Ohio State shirt on.
Oh, this whole thing?
Did you? We'll talk about that soft schedule you guys been working, but a great football team. I'm interested to see how good they really are when they get tested. I think they're pretty damn good.
Well, it'll probably come down to Indiana, and of course, Michigan always gives us a difficult.
Indiana. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. I want to talk about gift of adoption, Florida. You guys got a big fundraiser coming up, and I've heard you over the years through our friendship talk about this, and I have.
Absolutely, JP. And first of all, I want to say to your viewers and listeners, you always say yes. You always help causes. I'm not sure enough people know how much you do in the community and around.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So that's a fact.
I got nothing else to do. You know, when I say somebody invites me to something, I'm like, sure, I'd love to come.
So real excited that, you know, the Gift of Adoption Fund, we are just passing to Florida. Anything get in the way is money. And it is expensive to go through the adoption. And we are agnostic to race, any kind of preference. You know, we give to qualified couples either, but who want to give a child a forever home. And in Florida alone, we've made grants that have completed over 875 adoptions.
875 adoptions.
That's right. And what I want to say is our adoptions involve children in the most vulnerable circumstances. And I'll give you another fact. You'd be surprised to know that 80% of the U.S. prison population went through foster care. So think about that for a moment.
That doesn't surprise me, but that's a big number.
So when you give to the Gift of Adoption Fund, you are changing the trajectory of a child's life forever. And we're talking about poverty, drugs, fun, and it's going to be at Higgins Hall.
Oh, nice.
And if you want more information on that, giftofadoption.org/Florida, or you can go to Facebook and do the same kind of search, and you can scroll down and you'll find a way to get tickets to the event. Now, what's so important about this year is, as we had this weekend, anybody is going to go on a date. Why not go on a date and do something super fun and a little bit unique and enjoy some really fun casino games? And for the price of a ticket, which is $125, that's an open bar.
Oh, wow.
A great meal and great entertainment, and afterwards music and a lot of fun. And so
some really good people, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to meet some really good people and do a little networking, and it's a great spot to do it.
It has really grown over here in South Tampa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think we made $3,000. So we're very proud of it, and we would love to have people, come on over. If two people hear this broadcast today and say, I'm going to do something good with my weekend.
Yeah,
give $125. 100% of all of our proceeds go towards finalizing an adoption. And these are a lot of times couples who have begged, borrowed, stolen, raided their 401k plans. They have done so much to be able to afford bringing a child into a home. It can be between 30 and 50,000. A lot of the necessities, like I said, the home study and attorney and legal fees. In many cases, these couples are subsidizing the birth mother's health care and things like that. There's a lot more that goes into it than people understand.
Yeah. And now, in terms of, give me some of the stories, just a couple stories, the fundraising.
Well, what's really fun now is we'll here we are 25 years later, and we'll see the before and the after, and you'll see a child who is in an orphanage, either in another country or who has severe health situations, and the birth mother has no means of taking care of that child, or there are some really unfortunate circumstances where there's incarceration and the mother doesn't know what to do. In some cases, it's family members who are going to adopt a child because of the strife that the birth mother and the situation is going through.
Right.
So here, 25 years later, we see kids now, they're graduating from college, and that was
actually a selfish donation, because when you change a kid's life like that saves us incarcerating another person, which can be up to $1 million to $2-3 million over their lifetime, and just public cost, the cost of whatever damage they're going to murder someone, kill someone, rob someone, going into a life of crime and drugs. Horrible for them, but also horrible for society. I mean, it really takes a toll on society. So when you save just one kid, you're obviously doing an incredible thing for them. Adopting someone can bring a whole family together, as you witnessed firsthand, and it's just good overall for society. It really makes a huge difference.
There's a term thrown around in business, ROI, right?
Yes,
Return on
exactly.
investment.
I would agree with that.
Completing an adoption hundreds of applications. we're 4x that now nationally.
Nice.
Yeah. And what's really cool is to see, and we are a Charity Navigator A-rated charity, which is really important. That's reporting and funding and, being good stewards of that fundraising.
Well, give them so it's, give me the website one more time.
giftofadoption.org/Florida. And if you want, and just a couple scrolls down, you'll see a link to purchase a ticket.
Food, entertainment. You can't go out to a restaurant for $250, bro.
No,
you can't. It's tax deductible portion of it.
Absolutely is.
Well, there you go.
We are a 501c3.
Yeah, so do something great. It'd be a great date. Great date. What's the dress? You getting all like James Bond?
It is cocktail attire this year.
Nice.
We're going a little upscale.
I like that.
There are some guys talking about doing a black tie. I'm not going black.
The ladies can dress up because the ladies love to get dressed up.
Yeah, full on casino night.
Nice.
We have a professional casino group doing that, and then we have amazing live auction items. Trip to Costa Rica, Italy, bourbon collection, Burns gift certificate.
Nice.
We have a lot of great loot. So we're gonna have a live auction. Round of buy you lunch and take you out to Old Memorial and spend the day with 3 people.
Nice.
I mean, 3 guys get in on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Because if you don't know Gary comes on the show all the time. He is the nicest man you'll ever meet in your life. He won't be one of those people that doesn't even talk to you during those pro-ams where they don't even. He will be. You can ask him anything. He's just one of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my life. Paint Stewart Award winner.
And with it, he gave a third of his Payne Stewart proceeds to the gift of adoption.
Did he really?
He did.
Wow. Yeah. He's such a great dude. So that's a great prize. And you can always get some great deals on those things as well. So go to the website, get your football team.
I think they're incredible.
Yeah.
They're very
better
good.
than last year's team.
I do think so.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we might have the first year quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy, and he's just a terrific human being. The thing I love about our team in the past few years is not to go religious on you, but
that's okay. We've talked about that on the
it's
show.
A really faithful team. It's football players. I went to Ohio State. I grew up at first Ohio State game. I was 4 years old. It's never been that pious of a situation. This group is really on fire, and
it started last year or 2
years ago,
2 years ago.
When you're not playing for yourself, but you're playing for others and doing for others.
Yes.
There's something.
Florida State has been nothing but mercenaries for years now with the transfer portal. There's no culture there. Mike Norvell's built nothing like that as you see it at Ohio State. And I've seen the media has actually done stories on this, which is shocking. But it's such a big story at Ohio State. It's such a big part of it. You can't cover the team without, being exposed to this incredible, the word I'm looking for, the renaissance, about that to the Bucs as well. Baker Mayfield, there's a huge faith movement on the Bucs as well. And a lot of it has to do with Ibuka coming from Ohio State as the captain.
I flew to Columbus last year and I saw a guy on waiting for his luggage, and he was a tall guy, didn't seem incredibly huge or anything like that. And he and I were the only ones to ride the bus over to the car rental place.
Right.
And it turns out it's Travion Henderson. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Amazing human being.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about football because I had been to the national championship game. But as soon as I start talking about sort of the faith culture and the camaraderie on the team, he opened up. That's all he wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
He's an incredible guy. And Ibuka, and in Jigba. And, I love this team. I like their chances. I still think we have two of the best receivers, maybe in all of college football right now, but we'll see.
How do you guys keep pumping out receivers like this? But appreciate it. Good luck on the event on Friday.
Thanks, JP.
Wish I could be there. Unfortunately, previous, but I would love to keep us posted on this and whatever we can do. And I'll put out all the information on our socials as well. So
thank you so much.
Thank you, Pardon. All right. Thank you guys for jumping in here today. Appreciate you all. Thanks to Scott Reynolds for joining us today. The great Derrick Brooks. How about that? You're on the show with Derrick Brooks.
Oh, my goodness.
Right there.
Is there any better?
Yeah, you had to follow him. To Thursday Night Football at Raymond James Stadium. If you don't have your tickets yet, go get